Really, you've been uncovering, as you always do within tech and venture capital, some of the trends. So these big whopping valuations cover up a darker side?
Yeah, there's a tale of two markets in venture capital right now. You have the AI mega companies, OpenAI, Anthropic, Databricks, raising rounds in what feels like in a monthly cadence. And then you have all of the other startups, and many of them are actually struggling or even raising down rounds.
So who are those types of startups? Because we just had Elise AI on. They've raised 250 million, relatively young startup, and actually managing to, well, raise. But who are those who've been left behind, particularly those perhaps who did well in 2021 and don't really want to admit that they're going to have to face a down round?
I mean, it's exactly companies like that. A lot of the unicorns that were minted in 2021, a lot of the companies that were founded before 2021, the VCs like to call these sort of the non-AI native companies that are maybe trying to catch up, trying to incorporate AI, but really they were born before ChatGPT.
Born before ChatGPT, some of them have made the pivot. Like I think of a Figma, for example, managed to then IPO at a valuation that they were previously going to be bought at. And people have really managed to think of them as a generative AI business, even though they've integrated it as they grew. Where are some of the pitfalls? Where are the industry exposures that we're not liking right now?
I mean, I think you have to look at e-commerce, fintech, cryptocurrency. There are many areas in which investors are not as excited because they don't see how generative AI can really help that business. I think, though, the main point of weakness are the companies that raise at extremely high valuations during the last hype cycle, and investors now just don't see a path to allowing them to raise money at an even higher price. So those companies are kind of becoming what, again, VCs call like zombie unicorns and are just sort of slowly dying.
Will they be allowed to die? Will they be forced to consolidate? What happens, Kate?
I think there'll be some consolidation, but I do think you'll sadly see a lot of just companies quietly disappearing and slowly dying over time. But of course there'll be M&A, and of course there will be winners. There will be companies like Figma and many others that were born pre-ChatGPT and still find success.